Good afternoon. It's January 3rd, 2024, and today we really just had a range day after a big sell off in the overnight. We went sideways until there was a news item at 7 a.m., and this created a level of resistance and support that influenced prices. You can see I didn't really get a very accurate range drawn. Okay, all right, so I guess that is it. Um, so really, this is the range you should have been playing for most of the day. Um, for some reason, I didn't think that made a measured move, and it's not exact, but this looks really good. So that gives you a lot of information that you can trade off of. So anyway, uh, we had this nice downtrend in the overnight, and then close to 5:30 we get a second entry short, and I marked it red, but this is, it's tough because this looks like this would be the second entry. Um, and so, I could understand someone being a little worried to go short, but this is the rally stalling because it doesn't have enough steam. And you can see that this is the level of resistance it's running into. So I think that's a good trade to take. We're still looking for a new low from this channel. And so that's what we get. And then the market goes sideways because there's a news item at 7 a.m. So you probably shouldn't be trading this anyway. And even if you were trading it, it's slim pickings. This I could see that's a really nice signal bar, but you're going into the lows. But that is a double test and a second entry short, assuming this didn't make a new low. Yeah. Um, but it's going sideways too, so it's risky. And you actually get a second entry short right there. But yeah, now at this point, unfortunately, you're just in a range. So, especially with that being right before the news item, I think you got to sit that one out, but it does give you a scalp. And then it bounces. And, honestly, you might argue for this, but I think this is too soon after the news item um, to be entering in here. But what I'm going to say here is what Al Brooks says is when there's big up and then big down, there's big confusion. Here we don't really have a big down yet. So this one's very aggressive, but when we come big up, big down, big up again, I think it is a very reasonable um, bet to go short up here. And so you do get a first entry, second entry. We did make a higher low right here, and we did make a higher high right here. But this looks like we are getting a range. It also looks like we have a break and move to new high. I think this is a great entry. I marked it aggressive, but it's pretty darn good. And you can see a lot of people like that, especially with the bias being so heavily down from the overnight. I think it's reasonable. And so the channel kind of fades away. We go sideways, and then you get kind of a same thing here is a range. You get big up, big down. And so when you get that first entry, second entry short, 4-tick signal bar, that's reasonable to enter there. We're also breaking below and pulling back to test this price level. I think I might need to change that to be marked red. I think I should. That's a pretty good entry. And then you get a lower high, which you might consider. and then you get a failed second entry long, but you're going right into the lows, so that one's more risky. And then we find support here. And if you think we're going for this measured move to the low side, that gives you more reason to be shorting this all the way down. And that's where we run into support. And maybe you do take one of these, this one or this one. It's a bit aggressive. Maybe you take this one because it's higher lows. It's pretty aggressive though. And we come up and we hit resistance at that midline. And I don't like any of this. This one's tempting, but you got a lot of overlap there and you're going into support. Drops down and they're trapping a bunch of people going short. And I mean, you can see for yourself that this is not a strong channel. We're not coming down to the lows, so you got to be patient here. It bounces and we rock it up to the highs of the range. And they probably trap a bunch of people going along here on a second entry long, but this is clearly just sideways. And we're just flip-flopping here. And then you get another news item at 11. Big up, big down. But this is all within this larger range, and you're clearly going sideways here, so you just got to stay out of this. It comes all the way down here, bounces, and you're still just flip-flopping. And then so when it comes up here, that's when you're trying to go short. So we do make a double top. I don't think you want to. This could be. It's understandable why someone might go short here, but we still haven't really come to the other side of the EMA. I mean, look, if you're going for a swing, you put your stop up here and you don't get stopped out. But I like it when it tries one more time to go higher, especially since this is a strong move up and you want to see a retest of this high, or at least something close to that. And this short, you could look at this as a retest, but this looks like it's part of the same move. I just think this is the better way to go, and you get a second entry short right here. If you look at this as a double bottom, first entry, second entry, really it's just a double top or triple top, lower high, and then you get the failed second entry long right here. You're going into this level of support, but it's a range. It's a range. We're at the top of the range. I think that's a good entry, and you can see we form this channel down, and you do get what kind of looks like a second entry short, even though I think this broke lower. But we didn't make it to the lows of this channel. I think you're just late in the trend. And you can see we made a new low, and now we have 4 consecutive bull bars, almost 5 bull bars. So, that's where we're at. That's how I saw it today. Here's one last look at the 2000 tick chart. About 30 minutes till market close. Here's the 6500 tick chart. So the range is a little more clear here. And here's the daily chart. So I think these are some price levels that this bear move is trying to test. Is the high of this move from back in July. And then the body of this bear bar from July is this price level, and then this gap that we created in November or December down here at 46.60. So we might not close those for a very long time, but I think that's what this bear move is trying to get at. So I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.